exactly is a process? A process is a set of interrelated or interacting activities which transforms inputs into outputs. The input can be considered as the client requirement, the client's need, the order specification, but it also must include the resources you need, people, raw materials, and also the environment, your workplace. The process is no more than a group of interacting procedures describing who, what, when and how. The level you actually need of a written process, however, depends on the detail you require. The output is the fulfillment of the request. It's the realization of the specification, and it should respond to all of your client's wishes and requirements. Processes certainly do not have to be complicated to work. This one isn't, and oh yeah, it certainly is a process. And the proof is, it did work because we're still here. Okay, fine, let's try and explain what we mean. You are a caterer, and you win a new client who wishes you to feed around about 30 people at lunchtime for a week between the hours of 12:30 and 14:30 every day. Each one of the clients will pay individually. Oh, and by the way, he wants you to keep the costs below £25 per person excluding drinks. Well, the first thing a real caterer would probably do would be to figure out a menu for the week. I've only shown a couple of sandwiches for the main course, but you get the idea. Next, it would be a good idea to figure out the timings to make sure that everything fits in within the 2 hours allotted. With just this basic information, we can start to organise it in a more logical format. Now, let's add a little bit more definition to the detail. We should also keep an eye on the pricing. The client did specify it after all. We should also put in who does what, and because we know what, we know when. Last but not least, let's think about us. Let's think about what we want to achieve. What's our objectives? If we get the objectives right, these should nicely coincide with the client's requirements anyway. Okay, let's spend a couple of minutes just checking this out. Let's see if we've met all the requirements the process actually needs to be effective. We have an order specification, we have another input, which is our human resources, and we've also listed our raw material requirements. So that's the inputs done. This process also very clearly states who does what and when. We have units per day, and we also have a global objective. So, do processes have to be complicated to work? I don't think so. Mainly, they just need to be fit for purpose, suitable to the environment they're being used in, and understandable by the person who will be using it.